All right.
Okay, I'm seeing. Yeah.
Nice. So, like with testimonials, they are like the last checkpoint before buying, you know? So all your leads are pretty much pre-sold and one step is missing, you know, just like the guy in your DMs who said like, yeah, I
Mm-hmm.
trust you, but then still not enough to just pay you in the DMs like a stranger on the internet he was like texting you, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Think about what a long form testimonial would have done when he actually sees you interacting with a client and you know in person for
Yeah.
example or in a video call. Yeah, so that's like if he's 99% sure they wouldn't buy, and the testimonial is like the click moment of all right, I'm going on, you know.
The trust they need to have. Yeah.
Yes. So and in the testimonials like they answer the questions because you go through like how you work with clients and they have like asked like questions in their head. What's it like inside the one-on-one? um is it like really that useful? So like what are his clients, you know, at the moment? Do I even
Mm-hmm.
fit in there, you know? Is it a good thing to go in it, or am I like, you know, an outsider and he can't help me, you know? Because one testimony can answer so many questions that you have to answer in the DMs or in the call, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
If you have a
Yeah.
testimonial, every question or like 90% of the questions get answered right away without you doing anything.
Mm-hmm.
Then relatability to the client, because maybe you have someone who was stuck because of um, limiting risk tolerance at 12K. And when one lead who is exactly stuck at 12K because he has fear of committing, he relates instantly. And
Yeah.
then, you know, it
They
takes him
feel I
from
was exactly talking, with him.
yes,
Yeah.
yes. And with every like line the client is saying of the before and in your service, he just sits there like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, exactly. So that takes him from 50% conversion to 100 instantly, you
Makes
know?
sense. Makes sense.
Yes. And like
So
create
the testimony is
confirmation.
so important. Yeah, like to the YouTube video, I will send a message to the clients I have the JSON link, so I can see if he agrees. Yeah, if he
Yes.
agrees, it's gonna be crazy. I jump in a call here and record the call, and you just and you help me with the setup, the recording.
Yeah. I
So
will send this whole thing to you, you know, and help you with the setup and everything.
good.
Yes. So like the trust builder, but that's like the thing everybody knows. And you need to predict what your ideal leads need to hear and see. You know,
Mm-hmm.
so how do you do the testimonial? You can do that in 100 different ways, you know? And you need to know and predict, all right, this is my ideal lead and if he sees this testimonial, which questions do I answer with this testimonial? You know, do I create relatability, or, you know, like what person creates like that relatability to my client? You know, who do I attract with the testimonial? Just like in your normal content.
Yeah.
And, you know, most important trust builder, you know, because they see the client talking about you. If you talk about your own offer and like say, I help this client and that client, do you trust the guy who talked about 5 client results or the guy who showed 1 client result, but the client was talking about it?
The
It's,
clients, yeah, the
yeah,
clients just
because
talking. Yeah.
why would you like not talk positive about your own offer? It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Everybody talks positive about his own offer, but if you know other people,
Are
they don't
talking.
have like they don't need to talk positive if they don't want to, you know. They don't have anything from that. They don't get anything.
Yeah.
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 So when they say it, it's like such a heavy hitter, and that's the reason why I said to you, one testimonial can change like your whole entire funnel and lead flow, just because they hear it in long form on YouTube from another person, from a
Yeah.
random person, you know. Yes.
Yeah. Makes
And the
sense.
problem you face, you have like limited supply because you know you build out your offer, and then most of your clients are like Portuguese, and therefore like you need to leverage every one of them, just like the one you're texting right now,
Mm-hmm.
the English one, you need to leverage it in a specific way, because in one testimonial you got him from, I don't know, 5K
Yeah.
to 30K. Then you can focus really on the, on the results, like
Yeah.
pure the money.
I leverage him on the carousel. I pinned my
Yes.
profile in the highlights.
Yes.
Until now. Yeah.
But I mean, like, how do you position yourself and like the client and your service in that testimonial? So for example, one guy, you take him from 5 to 30K. That's like crazy, and you do it in like 2 months. Then you leverage the fact of the pure numbers, like from 5 to 30 in 2 months. And when you have a client who made like the biggest changes in his head, but he only goes from 5 to 10, for example, then it would make more sense if you chose to showcase the testimonial in a way where people think, all right, he changed so much in his head, in a short amount of
Yeah.
time. Don't
That's
leverage
the goal.
the number that much. Don't focus on the number then. Focus on what happened with the person.
The
And if you
people
have
who
a
become,
person,
yeah.
where the biggest change is in the money, then focus on the money. You need to leverage every single one of them, like with that one detail that changed the most.
Yeah.
So
Makes
that's the
sense.
best way to go about it.
Makes
So
sense.
now, like, here's how. Step one, if you like have a few, what you can do, like in the future, I would strongly recommend you on YouTube have a second channel for it, because
I'm gonna do, yeah, in the future I'm
yeah,
gonna do that.
you post every other week on your, or not every other week, like once a week or even more on YouTube. And the testimonials, they will just be somewhere, so we will hide them in a bunch of videos and nobody will actually see them. If you have a second channel, it creates,
Just testimonials.
yeah, it's like more structured, and also the authority, like he has a separate channel for all his testimonials, and then like bam, 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 every testimonial.
That's good to do this with Instagram as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
But I need to have the volume of testimonials first.
Yeah. So we
Yeah.
work on the volume, because yesterday, 2 theoretical closes yesterday. So
yeah.
you when you like get, I don't know, 10 clients per month in, then you wait a bit and then you get 10 testimonials out per month. Think about what that does in the future. It's just like
Exactly.
the only reason why it takes time is because you launched your offer like relatively new and changed, like went over from Portuguese to English content. Now it's like that phase of, loading that catapult, but it's going to explode, safe.
Hard rockets, yeah.
Yeah. So this one, and just name it. I left space here, so you can name it like your name, Samir Oliveira. Then wait, just like that. You could name it like, wait, just like that, and then so that could be the name of like the channel, and
Nice,
then your main
nice.
one is like that. So just like this, that could be
Sounds
like
good.
the first channel and the second channel. All right, so step 2, you need to think about it like that. In person is like the biggest thing you could do. Then video call is the second biggest leverage. A video alone of the client, so I mean like the client alone, where he talks about, you send to him, showcase your results, just talk about it and send me the video for a quick Instagram
Oh yeah, the
testimonial.
one's good as well. Yeah, the one's good as well.
And he sits down and like explains in his way. So this, you can also do that. And then, like the least high leverage is like you talking about your service, you talking about the client,
Yeah.
So this one is like not worth doing at all, because everybody does that and everybody knows, why would he talk negative about his service?
About his offer.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
So you could implement that one. So just to, create quick for the testimonial highlights, for the testimonial highlight on your Instagram, just video alone. And yeah, for most of the, long form testimonials, you will do a video call. But if you have the chance
Yeah,
to do it in person, that would be like the most.
way better, way
Yeah,
better.
yeah, yeah. Because then you see
So
like the
yeah, in
personal
person is like
connection.
the next step. So it's hard to find our clients in
Yes.
person. You
Yeah,
need
and
to
if
generate
if you
the
if
first
you have
to the
like an
first.
international offer, it's like
Yeah,
hard to like
it's hard.
yeah, find the people who are like, I don't know, easy to reach. Because
Makes sense.
people want to see the person they associate with, which is the client, you know. And in that one, they don't see the client.
Hmm.
They want to hear it from the person they associate with. They don't want to talk. They don't want to hear you talking about your service.
Yeah, yeah, because I can say
Yeah.
anything. Yeah, you
Yes.
think
Yes.
ask to the Jason Lee, the clients who speak English, to record a video talking about like, yo, since I started working with
Yes.
Sander, blah
He
blah blah.
could do it. So best of
But
both
it's
worlds
better
would
for me to
be
do a video call with him. Yeah.
best of both worlds. I would do the video call, you know,
Hmm.
for the second page on Instagram and so on. For the you know,
Yeah.
you post a reel up to like 3 minutes where you go over it, for example, or like an even longer one if possible. And then for like a testimonial, you know, for like quick, I don't know, 2 or 3 stories
Hmm.
from start to finish. He just records the video 1 minute, 1 minute 30, and you just put it in the highlight of your client in the client highlight.
Makes sense. Makes
Yeah.
sense. Yeah.
So both.
Perfect.
Do both.
I will shoot a message to him after the call.
Yes.
So
Perfect. Do that.
mhm.
And they want to know how it feels like to work with you. When you joined your first mentor, you know, in the beginning, what you talked about in your YouTube video,
Mhm.
before that, you probably like made up the picture in your mind how it feels like to work with him, how the calls are
Yeah.
going,
So
you
so
know?
the people imagine, okay, that's exactly how we're gonna work together
Yes, and if
once
you
again.
showcase it, that's also the reason why story sequences and everything and showing,
Mhm.
you know, the actual work, just like in this YouTube video, you know, showing the actual
Mhm.
work because then people see, all right, that's how it's like, and they don't have the fear or the fear doesn't, you know, build up over time of not knowing how it's like, you know, not knowing,
Yeah.
you know, if it's worth the money. They see, all right, this is the work and I'm comfortable, or I don't like it, and then they can make a clear decision. But in most cases, it helps the people to
Yeah. In
overcome the
person
fear.
is the like the best one. But yeah, I need to get the clients, get the
Yes,
crazy
yes,
results, and then it's hard to do. Yeah.
yeah.
But
But
the first step, like
video
the
call
video
is
call,
like perfect.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Yes,
I
and
was just a message to him. And after we close more clients, get the like good results, same thing.
yes, with
Yes.
like as more, you know, as many people as possible.
Oh, one question about the Instagram testimonial highlights. You think I put like all the testimonials in just just one highlights? I have already the clients one, or you think because if I put like 101, the people don't even go to all. Yeah. So I think I
Yeah.
just put like let's say
No, no,
10
just
histories
just
and one.
put multiple
Oh,
multiple testimonial highlights. You know, so client one, client two, client three, client four. You know,
okay.
and you
So I'm
can
thinking
like
like right now in that one I have like 15 histories, for example. You think I
yes.
put like more testimonial in that one or stop there, create another one? What is the best?
So what you can do if in like in this stage now, because you had like all that work on like the graphics for that one client, you know, the chats with the Jason Lee, the 10 different
Mm-hmm.
slides, put that in client one or clients one, then the next person or like all the work together, you know, what you filmed and
Yeah,
showcase
another
all the different
highlights.
people you work with, that in clients two, for example. And then make clients three, and there you put like the video of like Jason Lee or edit to clients one. But you want to have like multiple stories, you
You
know?
think it's better than just one highlights with a bunch in one?
Yeah. And later on, you just
Mm-hmm.
like have so much that you have 20 different clients, but in each one is like 50 different stories, you know?
Yeah,
Just fill
yeah,
them up over
yeah.
time. But don't fill one up with
Mm-hmm.
100 stories and then start the second one. Do like multiple
Mm-hmm.
with a bit, and when they like exceed 20 or so, then start new ones. And then over time, you know, you just grow everything. It's just
Makes sense.
more, it creates more authority when you have clients 1, clients 2, clients 3, clients 4,
Yeah, because
than
right
just
now I
one
have
little.
just one highlights of the clients. I have already, let's say, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I have like 25 stories already in that
Yeah,
one. So I stop that one, increase another
yeah,
one. Yeah,
max,
nice,
max.
nice.
Yes,
Yeah, okay, sounds good. Perfect.
yes, perfect. And the viewer, this is the most important thing out of all of this. They want to see the connection between you and the client, because they, in the service, they pay you and they have to connect with you. That's why they
Mm-hmm.
want to see how it's like to work with you. So they want to see the connection. And I wrote that here because I mean the
Mm-hmm.
emotions of the client, emotions of your, how like the personal connection between you guys is.
Yeah.
And I
Mm-hmm.
wrote it down here. All right, the editing approach: leave uncut where possible. So the best case.
The best raw as possible. Yeah, the most
Yes,
raw
the
as
best
possible.
case
Yeah,
would be you go on a call and you have a laugh, and then you go
no
into it
cuts at
and
all.
it's completely uncut. And because that's what like feels
Real.
human,
Yeah,
and about
yeah,
like the,
human.
the person behind it. If you cut it like the perfectly for YouTube, it feels, with every cut, it feels like less personal, you know?
Yeah,
You want to leave it
makes
raw
sense.
because then you allow the viewer from outside, just like he sits in the testimonial with you, and
Mm-hmm.
you and your client.
That's exactly the same thing I do with my YouTube videos nowadays. I try to
Yeah.
make just raw without any editing so that people feel, oh, they are in FaceTime with me. Yeah,
Yes.
same thing.
Yes.
Yeah,
Exactly. Exactly. These
nice.
the over edited stuff like performs not as well, because when everything, I was talking about it in my second video, when everything is like steering in the direction of becoming less personal, everything is online, you get online AI support, and you don't talk really to any people, and in YouTube
Mm-hmm.
videos everything is cut and you have like the AI visuals and so on. People just value it so much to like spend time with an actual human, and you like um, create the picture of that by leaving it uncut and not just
Yeah,
making it perfect for YouTube. That's like the biggest thing.
sounds
And
good.
like even when you like talk before the testimony, before the actual testimony, before you start asking questions, you just have a quick laugh, what's up, man? Leave it in there.
Yeah.
That's like more important than
So
actually
that people
saying.
see the connection I have for my clients.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. So long form video, it's clear. You have like your call window, and he has a call window, and it's done. As easy as that.
Yeah.
In
Yeah.
short form, you put yourself on top and your client in the bottom. All right. So you cut like the face cam out, put yourself here, like here the subtitles. You need
So
the
the same
subtitles.
video I recorded for him for YouTube, I can use that for short form. Yeah.
Yeah, and just cut out and put, if you do it in person, for example, you just leave the cinematic like the, you know,
Yeah.
16:9 here. If it's
Mm-hmm.
like, oh, wait a minute. My cat wanted to leave my room.
Oh, same thing here.
Yeah. Oh, the little
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
Nice. So yeah, in short form, you just leave it that you put it here, and leave it like that. If you do a long form video, you take this one and put it at the top, and the
Mm-hmm.
client goes at the bottom. You don't talk much. You just ask questions, and like in the whole video, you're talking for like 10%, and all the talking is done by the client. And you sit
Mm-hmm.
at the top, because at the top is the authority position. You don't want to put yourself in a video down and the client on top.
Mm-hmm.
But also you don't want to like fight for the authority, and talk
Mm-hmm.
50-50, because people don't care what you have to say in a testimonial. You like steer the interview with like a few questions and have a laugh. But your client takes the part of explaining your service, and you
Makes
just
sense.
sit in silence at the top and like
Yeah.
let the interview
Yeah.
happen.
Perfect.
because
Yeah.
then subconsciously you're perceived as the authority because you're still on top, and at the same time you don't talk too much and fight for like the authority and try to get into the interview and like talk good about things or like, you know, anything. You're just the king,
Yeah.
the silent king at the top, and in the authority position, and the client does all the talking. And that's like the perfect way for short form video testimonials. All right?
Good. Good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now,
Good.
like to the actual structure, you know? So before, what the thing is, what you need to remember, I explain you how the testimonial should work, you know? But
Mhm.
if you say to your client, let's do a testimonial, maybe they try to make it perfect for YouTube. Maybe like they are like behaving in a different manner just because they know it's for YouTube, you know? So just
Yeah.
you need to say to them, chill. It's like a conversation between me and you. I start like the recording way at the beginning, and it just the camera happens to be on, you know?
Yeah.
Like this. It's a
Mhm.
conversation between me and you. It's not a format for YouTube, you know? So don't stress about anything. Don't try to make it perfect. That's just raw, and we are talking, you know, to take the
Yeah.
stress and all the like thoughts out of the client in the first place.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Perfect.
So
Makes sense.
agree on a goal that he knows, all right, it's way more chill than I thought, you know?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. I'll do this. Yeah. I'll do that. I'll
Yeah.
do that.
So then the editing approach, leave uncut where possible, you know, only cut between you and the client. So that's what I was talking about with like the different camera angles.
Mm.
Whoever is speaking on screen, or leave it on the wider shot throughout. So both is possible, because no
Mhm.
cuts feel real and powerful, and not just like, you know, as I said, the
Yeah.
prepared and like, yeah.
The most raw as possible, better.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, 100%. Then in the
Perfect.
beginning, no introduction like today we are talking about X client doing that, anything like that, because then you lose
It says
like,
like scripted. Yeah.
yeah, it sounds scripted and planned because it is in that moment, and not like a genuine conversation, you know? So sit
Yeah.
down with him, start the recording, and just talk for 1 or 2 minutes. And then start it by like by saying something like, think of where you came from, or think of the time before, you know? And that's like, and then he says like something, oh yeah, I remember that was
Mhm.
like a crazy time doing,
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know, like 3K, and then you build on top of that con- that
Yeah.
question.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Got it.
nice.
Good.
Then like the before, so the story of your client before, that's like should be the start of things, you know, because you want to like address the people that watch the testimonial, because they are still in the before phase, you know.
Yeah.
So you want your client to talk about the before phase, and that's where you create all that relatability. And then they are hooked. If they relate with the client in that moment, yeah, that's exact my situation. Then they relate, you know, and they are hooked for the whole entire testimonial. You can trust me on
Makes
that.
sense.
When they relate with the person with one tiny detail, they will stick
Mhm.
to the testimonial until the end. Yeah,
Yeah.
because they see themselves on that chair, you
Yeah,
know,
because they
of the
see and
client.
think, okay, that's literally me right now. If somebody got
Yes,
this client
yes.
to that point, he
So
can do
now
it
I
for
know
me.
what happens when I join. Now I know
Yeah.
what like results I will
Man,
get.
the testimony is so important. So important.
Yeah,
Oh, I wish I had more clients. More
yes.
testimonies.
But you already
Yeah.
have just the Portuguese ones. But in the future, you know, you will have bunch of
Yeah.
clients, because we
Yeah.
build out the offer, we build out the system. Yesterday, 2 people, you know, joined. So perfect.
Yeah.
Then part two is like the decision, you know, why did you buy, what convinced you? So walk them through the process, because the before, they relate to the before, and now they watch the testimonial because they are like one step before buying. And if the
Yeah.
client talks about exactly that moment, that's where you get like
Mhm.
the viewer hooked the most, you know. And then the client
Yeah.
says something like, I don't know, yeah, I watched like this testimonial of yourself, and that was the
Mhm.
last step. and the client knows, all right, I'm exactly in that position. I watched that testimonial, and if I'm honest to myself, it's the last step. That's what's
Yeah.
convert them right there.
Converse.
So
Yeah.
after this
Converse.
one, you know,
Mhm.
it's like already done, you know?
One thing about you to be very good. What do you think about testimonial in the carousels of Instagram? I did it the one, I pinned it, but I can do like more versions. How you think I can structure it? Like the testimonial in the carousels on Instagram.
So you asked me like if you put chats in there or like
Yeah. Whatever. Like yeah, chats,
I would
chats,
like
or
gather.
not even chats, but just myself explain like yeah, I have these clients and how that's exactly how we work it together from this to this, and
Yes.
there's screenshots in the middle of it, just like small social proofs. But
Yes.
myself, just
You
the carousel explaining. Yeah.
you walk them through here, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So one slide is this, one slide that, one slide, you know? You walk them
Perfect.
through the process, what
That's
you
good.
did in your highlight testimony. But think of it. In that moment,
Mm-hmm.
you talk about your service and the client, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So think about
Yeah.
that. More valuable is like creating that carousel
Mm-hmm.
and putting like those slides in where
Mm-hmm.
explain your framework and your offer, you know, when he came to you, and then
Yeah.
make something like, but look for yourself. And then add the video of the client where he films himself and explains everything. That what creates,
Oh,
you know,
nice.
yeah.
The trust.
So
Yeah.
then you have like
Yeah.
the professional look and the story before, and on top of that, the actual testimony of the client.
So I can put it like yeah, the same way I do the carousels, one photo of
Yes.
mine in the background, or
Yes.
photo of mine like the text explaining, and then in the middle like some screenshots of the clients, and then a video.
Yes.
Good, good. Yeah, I will shoot a message after this call to
Yeah,
the
yeah.
clients I have to
100%. Keep
see,
me
and most
updated
of
on
it
that
yes,
one, you know?
yeah,
Yes.
perfect.
Then part 3 is the actual
Mm-hmm.
experience, so the actual like time with you on your service and everything else, and let them talk, you know, what stood out, what they liked the most, and you only give like some anchor points. Do you remember when, you know, in month 1 this and that happened, or your first big win 3 days after you joined in, and then they go like, oh yeah, that was fucking crazy and I couldn't believe I had all this fear
Yeah,
before, but then I had like this big win, you know?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And this is like the whole thing which is needed. You only give like those little remember points for them,
And
and
then I
they give
let
the
you talk.
reaction, like they
Exactly.
react, all the emotion, you know, you see it on their face how happy they are, you know. They give everything, you just structure it before, you know.
Yeah,
So you have the
perfect.
roadmap and put in like the little points what you want him to talk about, and he does the actual talking.
Yeah, sounds
Yeah.
good. Perfect. Yeah, yeah,
Client carries the talking, you guide with questions,
yeah,
and then
yeah.
like,
Now I know exactly how I do the call of him.
yeah,
Perfect.
very
Yeah,
nice.
nice.
And then like the closing, which is like
Mm-hmm.
speak to the client. So what's next for you? So just ask if you have a client, you know, who's not in your coaching anymore. It wasn't only working inside of the service, you know, where you
Mm-hmm.
helped him and you helped him make the trades, but it
Mm-hmm.
has like long-term goal, you know, a long-term result of him being
Yeah.
actual like profitable now, still without you.
Oh,
And
yeah, that's good because then this
yeah,
is okay. So me just fix myself and yeah, I don't need to hear anymore.
yes,
Like
and don't
later.
just, you know,
Like I
otherwise you
actually
just position
I
yourself.
position this a lot to my contents. I talk about this a
Yes.
lot to my content.
Otherwise, you position yourself as, you know, I help them while they are working with me, and then like nothing stays. You know, if they go,
Yeah,
they are still the same person, and that what
yeah,
like connects perfectly with your offer of I
hmm
fixed the trader. You know,
yeah.
and
That's the
now the other way
spirit.
around. You know, if they are still in your service, you know, so they booked in for 6 months, and you do the testimonial um, at month 4. So, for example, they came into you, paid you 6K. Then
hmm
you agreed to the goal for another 6K. And they just hit the goal. all right, and you say, all right, let's do a testimonial, and let's go. Let's set everything with the money. So they pay you the money. They are fucking happy because they hit the big goal,
Yeah.
you know,
Mm-hmm.
and you do the testimonial in that moment. All right. So you
Perfect.
sit
Yeah,
down.
that's the thing. Like, the better time to do testimony is once they get the best
Yes,
results they're
yes,
happy.
because
They
that's the
generally,
moment when you get all the
yeah, he
emotions
already
out of
left
them.
the
You know?
he's already left the consultant, so that's the point. It's worth to do.
Yeah.
Like,
Still leverage it. Do it
okay,
like the way I was explaining it to you, you know?
Mhm.
So like
Okay.
now he's profitable because of you, even after you not being there.
After,
So
yeah,
either way you can leverage one or another, you know? And when you have a client who is like on month 4, for example, then you just say, so what's next? And you have like already a little laugh, and he's like, yeah, it's only the beginning, and let's go. I'm going to stay in the service, and I'm going to, like, you know, put another one after it, another 6 months and another 6 months. Then you can leverage it as once people come in here, they don't even want to leave anymore, you know?
yeah,
So
yeah,
they don't want to leave because without me they are not capable of doing so. That would like damage your offer. But if you picture it like they don't even want to leave because it's such a great harmony and human connection, then it's like
they
the
like to work
best.
for me. Yeah,
Yes,
perfect.
it's like the best thing you can showcase. So you have a
Nice.
solution for the people who left and for the people who are staying. All right.
Good. Yeah, good.
Yes.
Good. Nice.
And create the picture of it's an insight to a journey, not a video about the last 6 months. You know, that what that creates. So the journey for the people who left would be not profitable before, or like huge problems. Then you fix them with magic, and after them, you know, so like after your service, they can get through life even without you because you were such a great mentor in such a short time. Easy.
Nice.
Or the
Yeah.
other way around, like had the big problems, your service, and now your service such, you know, such a great offer, such a great service, such a great fulfillment that people don't want to leave, you know.
Yeah.
They just want to
Yeah.
keep going, and everything is like perfectly nice. Yes. All right.
Nice. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Good.
And
Yeah.
one more, like, you know, to put it inside your head, really leave every human moment in. You know, a handshake, a smile, specific gesture. Don't cut it out
Yeah, I'm
because it
not
doesn't
even
look
cut
professional.
anything. I'm just recording YouTube.
Yes.
Just, yeah.
Record, uncut, done. You know? Because that
Yeah,
moment,
that's actually what I do for my YouTube videos already. So
yeah, that moment, whatever it is like the point, you know? That creates the strength of like the testimonial in the first place. The whole
Nice.
talking and setting everything up perfectly doesn't do that. I don't know, maybe 20%, but it doesn't do anything special. Yeah. So what the viewer gets is the path before, buying decision. So the moment the viewer is in right now, full journey, proof it continues, or helped long term, and you don't have to perform trust with all the cuts and make it look like professional. Just let it happen and let the camera catch it. That's all.
Yeah. Okay.
You
Yeah.
sit down with the client. So text him, and if he's like open for it, you sit down and you know, say to him, so that's the goal. And then just, you know, start the camera first, you know, set up the whole meeting, and then just sit down and have a chat. So, yo man, what was up like the last 2 months, how things going, and you know, and then find like a bridge into the actual testimonial and load up that one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So texting him, yo, how's going this month? And then after he replies, I mention about the call. Yeah.
Yes. And then
Perfect.
in
So,
the
yeah.
call, like have like just a, you know, small talk chat after a long time no see, and then find like one question which is the bridge into the actual testimonial.
Okay. Okay.
That way
Nice.
you secure that you don't stress about things and try to make it look like professional, and also you secure that the client doesn't think he needs to like act in a specific manner, you know, because all that is just damaging to the actual testimonial, you know.
Okay. Okay.
Most people, like, they don't get that, they get that so wrong because they try to make it like perfect. But that's the single reason everything gets destroyed in the first place.
Yeah, yeah.
It looks like
Make it,
in
yeah, well,
fucking radio interview, or like, I don't know, in the news where people sit over and one has like a tiny piece of paper with some questions on it, and people like watch it and
yeah,
it feels cold, you know?
yeah, 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 yeah. Makes
Yeah.
sense. Makes sense. Perfect. Yeah.
Nice, man.
So the next step should be like, yeah, finish this call. I'm gonna send a message to him. Yo, I need some testimonials. I'm scanning my info. You're down.
Yeah.
We're
I'm
hoping a call,
currently
and
like
then
asking all my clients I had, you know, to if they would be open for a testimonial. I'm scaling my info offer, and you were a great client, so let's have a quick chat. Are you open for it? It takes like 15 minutes. Just like that.
nice. Yeah, nice,
Yeah.
nice. Yes, I'll send this message to him. Then yeah, he agreed. I do the testimonial good. I changed the small thing in the YouTube as well. Yeah, the in the
Yeah,
YouTube.
yeah, the banner,
Yeah, yeah, the banner. Change the banner. What do you think more? The next steps. The setter. I'll wait this week to see.
Yeah. Test the setter. Do like the small things like Instagram and YouTube, the banner, you know, that's just like small tasks. Set
Yeah,
up the
create another
testimonial.
another client's highlights.
Yes,
So
not a
yeah,
client
the video.
highlights. And this testimonial, so shoot them a text, that's the actual big step. You know, it doesn't take long, the call doesn't take long. You don't have to do
Yeah.
crazy editing, none at all, if you know, if
Mhm.
it goes perfect. But it's actual the biggest step, because that what creates like this next level of, okay, some text, some screenshots of proof, but now here's an actual person talking in a long form YouTube video. So this is the biggest step you could do at the moment. All right.
Nice. Perfect. Yeah.
Nice. All
Good.
right.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Yeah.
work on that.
And how to,
Yeah.
you know, and the way how we structure things, like we take the testimonial and load it up on Instagram, we can go over that in detail. But you know, you can just use the recording and position it like that, you know, or for the case he isn't open for it, you know, he doesn't want to do it. I don't know why he should, but you know, if
Mhm.
so, then do it that way where the client is talking about himself, just recording a video, and then we make like the carousel where you explain it, and in the end, but look for yourself, and then his video, you know,
Yeah. Nice
and
one.
you can
Nice one.
leverage
Yeah.
that in story sequences, you know,
Mhm.
just put the
In the
slides in
carousel.
there and then his
Yeah.
video. You can leverage it in the client highlight.
I
And
haven't one like this, but in Portuguese.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
I think it's still possible to put one Portuguese in there, because yeah, why not?
Mhm.
You know, it's still
Yeah, I
proof.
have. I have. Yeah, I have.
And what you could do maybe, if like he makes a video 30 seconds where he explains his results and how happy he is, but in Portuguese, they still see the emotion, they still see the person, they still saw him on a call with you, you know, so they know, all right, it's a
Mhm.
client. And what you can do is explain along the way what he's achieved, you know, and in the
Yeah.
actual video, just take the subtitles and make them in English while he is explaining, you know,
Nice. Nice. Nice.
so
Nice.
that people
Nice.
know
Yeah.
what he's saying. They can just read
Mhm.
it. So that
Good.
would be like one way of leveraging even like Portuguese ones.
Yeah, so after this call, I'm gonna like change the banner, put like more highlights, and I'm going over to all the testimonial I have to upload.
Yes, yes.
Today I'm without history, so I'm gonna post like remember the screen records the client sends to me the audio. I'm gonna post it today and create a new highlights testimonial,
Nice.
clients testimonial. Yeah, and
Very
then
nice.
I'm gonna go to all the testimonials and do this. Perfect.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I will send you like the whole to-do list, you know, I will update your dashboard where you can see every like step and everything we've gone through in the call, you know. I will send it to you
Mhm.
right after the call. And one more thing, like get in touch with like the closest from yesterday, you know, so how it's
Yeah.
going from now, you know, just
Yeah.
like
Perfect.
follow up.
Yeah.
All
Yeah,
right.
yeah. I will send. Yeah, the guy who closes the call, I'm gonna do the call tonight. I'm gonna
Yes.
send a YouTube video to him to warn him before the call.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah,
All right.
perfect. And I'll keep you updated.
Very nice. So man,
Nice.
then this was really helpful, I think.
Yeah, very good. Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah,
Nice,
a lot of
nice.
things.
All
And
right.
I'll change the position as well in the contents.
Yeah, the positioning. So the positioning, the testimonials, and testing the setup, those are like the big tasks. You know, everything else
Mm-hmm.
is like small tweaks here and there, all
Mm-hmm.
also important, but you know, focus on like the big heavy hitters. So
The bigger
having a
one.
testimonial in place, getting the setup right, you know, and like fixing the positioning once and for all would like, you know, make
Makes
wonders.
sense.
Yes.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, good. I'm not gonna work on that. I'll
Yeah.
keep updated. Yeah.
All right.
Man,
Perfect, man.
I appreciate a lot of things. Yeah.
Nice.
If you recorded the screen, man, this video can use like a lot of things to put in YouTube as well.
Yes,
You
yes.
record it?
Yeah,
Like you
yeah.
record it?
Everything.
Nice one. Yeah. Post on YouTube.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I will.